Greetings, brothers. This is International Religious Freedom Act of 1998, also known as House Resolution 2431. You can go ahead and Google search these documents or click on the link below for a copy of it. I'll go ahead and read portions of it, sections that I believe every Christian should be aware of. Okay, so with that said, to express United States foreign policy with respect to and to strengthen United States advocacy on behalf of individuals persecuted in foreign countries on account of religion, to authorize United States actions in response to violations of religious freedom in foreign countries, to establish an ambassador at large for international religious freedom within the Department of State, a Commission on International Religious Freedom, and a Special Advisor on International Religious Freedom within the National Security Council, and for other purposes. This act may be cited as the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998. Findings and Policy, Section A, Findings. The right to freedom of religion undergirds the very origin and existence of the United States. Many of our nation's founders fled religious persecution abroad, cherishing in their hearts and minds the ideal of religious freedom. They established in law as a fundamental right and as a pillar of our nation the right to freedom of religion. From its birth to this day, the United States has prized this legacy of religious freedom and honored this heritage by standing for religious freedom and offering refuge to those suffering religious persecution. Freedom of religions, belief, and practice is a universal human right and fundamental freedom articulated in numerous international instruments, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant of Civil and Political Rights, the Helsinki Accords, the Declaration on the Elimination of all forms of intolerance and discrimination based on religion or belief, the United Nations Charter, and the European Convention for the Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms. Article 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights recognizes that everyone has the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right includes freedom to change his religion or belief and freedom either alone or in community with others and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in teaching, practice, worship, and observance. Article 18, Section 1 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights recognizes that everyone shall have the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This right shall include freedom to have or to adopt a religion or belief of his choice, and freedom either individually or in community with others, and in public or private, to manifest his religion or belief in worship, observance, practice, and teaching. Governments have the responsibility to protect the fundamental rights of their citizens and to pursue justice for all. Religious freedom is a fundamental right of every individual, regardless of race, sex, country, creed, or nationality, and should never be arbitrarily abridged by any government. Congress has recognized and denounced acts of religious persecution through the adoption of the following solutions. A. House Resolution 515 of the 104th Congress expressing the sense of the House of Representatives with respect to the persecution of Christians worldwide. 1. To condemn violations of religious freedom and to promote and to assist other governments in the promotion of the fundamental right to freedom of religion, to seek to channel the United States security and development assistance to governments other than those found to be engaged in gross violations of the right to freedom of religion, as set forth in the Foreign Assistance Act of 1961, in the International Financial Institutions Act of 1977, and in other formulations of United States human rights policy. Freedom. The term particularly severe violations of religious freedom means systematic, ongoing, egregious violations of religious freedom, including violations such as torture or cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment. B. Prolonged detention without charges. C. Causing the disappearance of persons by the abduction or clandestine detention of those persons, or D. Other flagrant denial of the right to life, liberty, or the security of persons. 13. Violations of religious freedom. The term violations of religious freedom means violations of the internationally recognized right to freedom of religion and religious belief and practice, as set forth in the international instruments referred to in Section 2A2 and as described in Section 2A3, including violations such as A. Arbitrarily prohibition on restrictions of or punishment. 4. I. Assembling for peaceful religious activities such as worship, preaching, and prayer, including arbitrarily registration requirements. 2. Speaking freely about one's religious belief. 3. Changing one's religious belief and affiliation. 4. Possession and distribution of religious literature, including Bibles. The primary responsibility of the ambassador at large shall be to advance the right to freedom of religion abroad, to denounce the violation of the right, and to recommend appropriate responses by the United States government when that right is violated. That is also the Christian's responsibility. Strengthening existing law. Foreign Assistance Act of 1961, 22 U.S.C. United States should make a priority of promoting and developing legal protections. B. Allocation of funds for increased promotion of religious freedom. Section 116E of the Foreign Assistance Act of 1961, 22 U.S.C. 2151 and E, is amended by inserting including right to free religious belief and practice after adherence to civil and political rights.